Welcome to Commanding Camera Confidence, the show where we explore the exciting world of expression shots and how they can elevate your brand to new heights. I'm Lamont Gwynn, your host and expression coach, and I'm thrilled to have you join me on this journey. As someone who's worked with countless entrepreneurs, business professionals, and organizational leaders and their teams to capture their best selves on camera, I know how important it is to command camera confidence in front of the lens. Together, we'll deep dive into the technical and psychological aspects of expression shots and share tips and tricks to help you unlock your full potential. So whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, here on Commanding Camera Confidence, we'll uncover the secrets to taking expression shots that captivate and convert your target audience. Welcome to another episode of Commanding Camera Confidence. I am Lamont Gwynn, your host, and I am so happy to be here. Welcome. So today's a special day because I have a true friend on the show. But before we go there, let me tell you who I am and what I'm about. I believe that being photogenic starts within, and I help people tap into their inner photogenic magnetism to bring it out for the world to see. Who do I work with? I work with entrepreneurs, business professionals, and organizational leaders in their teams to take expression shots that captivate and convert their target audience. Again, welcome to the show. And today our topic for today is the secret strategies to command client confidence through social media marketing and branding. And, what does that have to do with photos? I know you might be asking that, but it's wrapped up into your social media marketing and branding. And we'll get into that with today's guest. And what can I say about my guest today? She was my very first client in Orlando, Florida in 2017. Like, I went to a networking event. I was in Orlando visiting, went to a networking event, did my presentation, and she went like this from across the room. And I honestly, she's the reason why I'm in Orlando, really, because I walked in there, not knowing I was going to get a client and walked out with one. And I was like, is this how they do business in Orlando? I'm moving here. And fast forward to 2023, we are still friends. She is an amazing referral partner. And I am just so blessed to have her in my life and to have her here with me today. And before I bring her on, I want to talk about her business. It's Marketing Smarty Pants. And what Marketing Smarty Pants does is they understand that small business is hard and every penny counts. But small businesses need marketing too. That's where Marketing Smarty Pants steps in. They will analyze your situation and recommend services based on what they determine to be your greatest opportunities, aka that low-hanging fruit. At the heart of their services is content. Without content, your audience will tune you out. From video marketing to email marketing and design, Marketing Smarty Pants focuses on content. It's what's best for you. In short, they are the marketers who care. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I'd like to bring to the show my friend, Trishh Murphy. Welcome to the show, Trish.
Thank you, Lamont. Man, what a pleasure.
I'm so happy to be here. I had some applause and I can't see where my applause went. I wanted to applaud you as you came onto the show. Yeah, let's do that, right? Applause, right? Welcome to the show. Thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to have this conversation. How are you today?
I'm wonderful. This has been the highlight of my week and really was looking forward to it. So thanks for giving me the opportunity to hop on here and speak with you and share some stuff with your audience.
Thank you so much for saying yes. So we're going to dive right in because this is not going to be a long conversation. I like to give really good bite-sized content for folks to be able to do something with. So I want you to speak a little bit. I talked about Marketing Smarty Pants, but can you tell the audience a little bit about why you got into marketing? What hole did you see that you wanted to fill? Just a little bit about you.
So, I've been in marketing for last 13 years or so, and I, graduated college as an adult, and I actually went through, got a marketing degree. So I'm one of the few people who are actually like doing what I went to college for. And, I just chose that because it was better than a couple of the other majors. And I ended up really loving that industry of marketing. And I came away from it with an amazing sense of how broad marketing can be. And there's, a million and one different type of marketing experts, right? And so it can be really confusing for, small businesses and large businesses to understand the talent that they need. So that's kind of one of the things that I help small businesses with, because I do have that background and all the foundational elements of marketing. I can help them make really good decisions about where to put those dollars.
Excellent. Excellent. I love that. I love that. So based on your background, you really go into small businesses and you analyze what's going on, and then you help them create the content that they need.
Yeah, so we do a lot of social media. We do small websites. We do bigger ones too, but I have people I bring in for that. We do a lot of graphic design, brand development, rebranding, getting their look and feel really good. We do a lot of consulting. We actually can step in and fill the gap and become a client's marketing manager or marketing director. So my staff can fill that role. So if there's a business that's ready to hire somebody, part-time or whatever to fill a marketing role, oftentimes the only budget they can afford is someone who maybe is fresh out of college. Not that that's a bad thing. However, then they've got to have a robust budget on top of that, right? And so often small businesses just like the idea of a lower cost commitment and getting a full team of people on board that really gets them ready to the point where they grow, and they do need a full-time marketing director in-house.
Excellent. Excellent. So let's start off with a question about what are some of the common mistakes that businesses make when it comes to their social media marketing efforts that could potentially damage a client confidence? And
yeah. So, as far as damage, I would say, one of the key elements I think I want to leave your audience with is, hey, stop and think about your social before you do it. And the biggest thing, if you want to call it a mistake, I would say lack of opportunity, is mindset. That often brands will see social media only as a sales tool or a funnel for their marketing, and it can be those things. But first and foremost, I think the best mindset to have about social media is it's for building relationships, because there's no other marketing channel that will allow a brand to build a relationship with their clients, their customers, and their target audience. A billboard's not going to do that. So in that way, social media has been like this major game changer in the industry. And oh, by the way, it's the great equalizer as well. I can reach the same people as Apple. I can reach the same people as a big brand. I may not have the ad budget behind, but I absolutely have the ability to reach that same audience. So I think that mindset is really kind of the first thing to get straight.
Okay. So social media to build relationships. So when I think about building relationships, I think about going to a networking event, meeting someone, doing a meeting afterwards, checking up on them, constantly kind of keeping myself top of mind, right? And maybe invite them out to an event or something like that, right? Just to build that relationship. How can people build relationships through social media? What does that look like?
There's a couple of different ways, and the strategy is just a little bit different depending on the type of business you have. So it's going to be a little different for a business to consumer as a business to business, as to business to government, right? So one of the things I see with my business to consumer clients is if a customer comments on a post, just liking that and responding is huge. Another like ninja trick, because not a lot of brands do this, we call it social listening. If someone tags your business, respond to that. And here's kind of one of the fun things I like to do. Occasionally, I'll tag a big brand in a post on my personal profile. Now, I only tag that big brand if I'm actually using their product, right? So I did it with a Post-it about a month or so ago because I love Post-it notes. And I thought I was out, but I went rummaging through my office and I found one. So I posted about it, right? I thought for sure I was gonna have to leave and go buy more Post-it notes right that minute, but I didn't. I had one left. So I made a post about it. And don't you know, within the hour, Post-it liked and commented on my post. Like, how fun is that? I am totally brand loyal now, but I do that just as a little fun thing. But that's a small thing. It doesn't cost you money. It costs you time. It costs you the energy to listen, but that's a small thing that you really can create some engagement and emotional connection with a client.
Excellent. Excellent. So I've been hearing a lot about storytelling when it comes to social media. What's your take on storytelling and building relationships through social media? Is it something that you find effective? Is that something you find effective?
It is. Like, so, our brains are wired to want to hear a story. We remember stories, right? We're that's our biology is wired that way in our brain. So we'd be silly not to capitalize on that a little bit. But if you're always telling a story, so I'm a big fan of, hey, vary your content and vary the type of content, right? So vary your subject matter, and then vary whether it's a story or a reel or a link post or a color background post, so have a strategy for lots of variations, because not only are you talking to people, but then you have to satisfy the algorithms as well, right? So lots of variation works. And then with that, test and take a look and find out, you'll start seeing patterns in your reach and your organic reach to see like what content works better, and just go beyond the day and time that posting works for you, but track and see which posts do really well for you. The ones that tend to do better, okay, do a little bit more of that, do less of the ones that don't do so good. Okay.
So let's talk now about social proof. When it comes to social proof, such as testimonials, reviews, what role does that play? Is it important in social media marketing, in branding?
It is. Let me tell you, the most social proof you can get, the best, is to have a customer rave about you on their own page or their own profile, right? So one of the things that we like to do for our clients is, if they have another business that they work with or work for, we will make posts about that other business and giving them a shout out. For example, I have a real estate agent that I'm letting a cat out of the bag, just did headshots with you, actually. So one of the first posts here in April is we're releasing their new headshot, and we're thanking, you for that, because, they really needed some more authentic headshots. They had great headshots before. They looked great, right? The photography was good, but it just wasn't this person, right? And so they went to you, and it's night and day different, right? I think you remember, I'm like, this is not him.
Right.
And so that's another really, really great way to do it. So yes, it does, but really the best gold is when somebody does it on their own platforms, tags you. That goes a long way.
Excellent. So you and I go way back, I guess, 6 years now.
Yeah.
I want to have a conversation with you about the role that photos, expression shots is what I call them now, have on a person's target, social media marketing and branding. But before we get into that conversation, I want to have you take a look at this.
My name is Samuel Arms. I am the president of the Florida Blockchain Business Association, and I am also an analyst at a crypto quant hedge fund. I've been needing professional headshots for quite some time now, and I got recommended to Lamont by my good friend Tony, and I couldn't be more happier with the experience. I haven't had someone photograph me like Lamont possibly ever, but it's just also good because it's a friendly environment, and he's really able to get stuff out of you that I didn't think he would be able to get out of me. So overall, very pleased.
So welcome back to the show. We are talking with Trishh Murphy from Marketing Smarty Pants. And in this segment of the show, I really want to speak with you, Trishh, about, you've been a great referral partner to me, and you and I had a conversation just recently. And, I've struggled with internally feeling like I haven't added value to you when it comes to making referrals. And you said something to me that really actually helped me out. What was your response to that?
So I'm gonna paraphrase what I said. You add value to my business because I know when I refer a client to you, A, they're gonna have a very good experience, and then B, they're gonna have a very great end result. So what happens now is I have the reputation of being an amazing referral. So people call me all the time. Hey, I need a printer. I need t-shirts. I need this. I need a headshot. They know that whomever I refer them to is a guaranteed success. And so that provides tremendous value for my reputation. I see you in a lot of ways as an extension of my ability to help clients have great marketing, right? So they can have the best logo, best branding, all this other stuff. But if their, headshot looks like they were doing a selfie in their car, or, they have this kind of bizarre looking, unnatural looking smile on their face, then that's not helping them, right? It doesn't fit with the rest of the reputation that they've built so hard in their branding,
Exactly. Thank you for that. And, when you or when anyone refers clients, or any time a client walks through the door, my goal is to give them a one-of-a-kind experience. And I just love when they go back to the person who referred them and say, hey, this was a great experience. And I love the fact that you said, it helps your business to look good just by the fact that you referred them to me. They had a great experience, and now it builds their confidence in you as a business, as a marketing professional, because they know that you're only going to send them to the best, right?
Right. And so 100% of the clients that I send to you come back to me, right? And so how cool is that, right? So that's just like money in the bank for me, and plus that means I have really great materials to help market them. So it's pretty selfish a little bit, there's some selfishness going into it.
Please always be selfish when it comes to that. I appreciate that. So you and I recently had an experience with one of our network partners who went above and beyond headshots, right? Because she wanted to capture more than just the headshot. Can you speak a little bit about what you're doing with that client and how we worked together to create what she's looking for?
Right. So that client, she really, because of what she does, it's very similar. It on the surface can be very similar to what everybody else does, but even when you're an industry that's, pretty popular, there's something different about everybody. So what we're trying to do in her marketing is really pull out the essence of what makes her different. Why is she different? What is it that makes her different, right? And that's creating a human connection through not just content, not writing, but photos and videos and color and all of those minute details. And so I kind of directed that whole thing for her in a way, because I know from the outside looking in, I know what her strengths are. I know what makes her different, right? I know her competitive advantages. And so we talked through that a little bit. And of course, you have such a great eye that you captured that. So we had this mock teaching room, right? We had just a bunch of friends in there and in this room, and she's doing she did a brief 15-minute teaching, and all filled with business owners and her friends, and they all stayed for an extra 45 minutes, and which was phenomenal. And then we had a videographer in there taking some great video footage, and then you were taking action shots of her actually teaching a class and having conversations with people, and it captured her so beautifully. That is her. And we don't want these super polished magazine cover photos for that. That's not, because when people see that, it's too perfect, it's too clean, and the human brain knows that we are not perfect. And so if something's really perfect, it doesn't seem authentic, right? So we wanted to capture her authentic self and who she really is, which is, by the way, pretty magical. And I'm really, I saw the proofs, and I was thinking, honestly, I thought we'd get 5 or 6 really good shots. There were, I think, 18 that I was choose these ones, go through the next, clean them up a little bit. And then, but now we have a bank of content to use, for, at least a year, if not more. So I'm really happy with how that went. And then the video footage, what we did with that is there's no audio, right? There's some sound, but it's about 3 minutes of just kind of moving through the room and capturing moments. But what's brilliant about it is now we can have her record, a 30-second, a 1 minute, whatever. And the same footage can have different, voiceover, even text layover, whatever. And so that same footage can be broke up into, 5 or 6 videos, different text, audio, or voiceover. So that's one way to really get some mileage and recycle what we're doing. But at the same time, it's her, which is so important.
Excellent. And when you talk about that authenticity, oftentimes small businesses go through the stock footage, down the stock footage lane for their photos. Can you speak to why, it's important for small businesses to actually show themselves in their doing what they do in their industry, opposed to having a set of stock photos that may communicate on a broad sense what their business is about?
Right. So a couple of things. Number one, people are drawn to photos of people, right? So be aware of that. Be very aware of that. Secondly, if you can't afford someone to come in and take photos, at least define, if you're going to use a stock photo, right, try to find the ones that aren't super polished. Go to something like Pexels or Unsplash, and, these more, amateur photographers maybe who have photos that aren't super polished, or they don't look like they came in a magazine, right? So, so it's okay to be small. It's okay to bootstrap. It's okay to have a period where you're doing that, but at some point level up a little bit, right? Even if it's only 2 or 3 really good shots, and clean that up. It's okay to just take photos with your cell phone, especially on social media. As a matter of fact, I'm a big fan of cell phone photos for social media. That's what it's made for. Honestly, these platforms won't tell you this, but they do better. I'm just telling you, nobody's coming out and saying, hey, our algorithms choose cell phone photos over other stuff, but I'm just telling you those photos do a whole lot better. So that's what we're seeing. And so, know your platform. Now, if it's your big header on your website, maybe you want to get one really nice and cleaned up. But I'm a huge fan of, hey, when you can afford it, and it doesn't cost as much as you think, $500, $1,000, you can have a set of really great photos that'll last you, 12, 18 months or more. And that's a pretty significant asset.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, Trish, how can people, if people want to know about Marketing Smarty Pants, because they want to command client confidence, where can they reach you at?
So my website, I have a little form in there. You can just go in there and click, and we're pretty responsive. That dumps right into my email address, and I quickly, get your phone number and all that stuff pretty quickly. But if you really want to email, it's trish@marketingsmartypants.com, and I'm fairly easy to find on LinkedIn as Trishh Murphy.
Trish at marketingsmartypants.com. Thank you so much for this conversation today, Trish. I really appreciate you. You have and continue to be a great supporter of Lamont G Photography. And I want to thank you for supporting my brand. And I just want to thank you. And that's all I have to say. I appreciate you.
This has been fun. I mean, I can't wait to have, be back on the show in a couple of years, and we'll see what's happening in our businesses and how we've grown.
Exactly. Well, once again, thank you, Trish, for being here. And again, my name is Lamont Gwynn. So this conversation, I know the show is Commanding Camera Confidence, but as you learn today, photos is just one aspect of your marketing and branding toolkit. And so it's really important to have a professional to help you through that marketing phase, especially social media marketing. And Marketing Smarty Pants is is my choice for that help. And so if you are an entrepreneur, business professional, or organizational leader with a team, what I'd like for you to do, if you need help captivating and converting your target audience, then reach out to me. My name is Lamont Gwynn, www.lamontgphotography.com, as you can see on the screen. And until our next show, make it a great day.